Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So here's another deck profile for you guys today. This time's on Red Eyes. Now Red Eyes is a deck I haven't picked up in quite a while, but it actually is pretty fun to play. I mean, is it something I would recommend playing competitively? Probably not, but if you want to take it to like a local level, then yeah, definitely give it a shot, because this deck actually does some pretty cool things, and it just recently got some new support, especially from Duelist Nexus, which is something that the deck actually needed. And now like the deck has better opening plays and the like, so figured I'd share with you guys what I got this time around, and yeah, let's go and get started. All right, so the main deck, starting off with 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Dragon. Forgot to mention it's a 40 card deck, so yeah. But you definitely want to play the original Red Eyes at 3 because, you know, it is the main heart and soul of the deck, and yeah, you definitely need to take full advantage of it. Next up, 3 copies of the new Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon. This card is the one that just came out of Duelist Nexus. And this is actually one of the best openers of the deck now. You can send any one level 5 or higher normal monster from your hand or your deck to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand, and then increase its level by 1. So it's cool that it's a level 6 monster, but it instantly becomes a level 7. So you pitch Red Eyes Black Dragon from your deck or your hand, and immediately summon this. And plus, you do have the means to revive your Red Eyes too, so that's also pretty cool. But yeah, like, again, just helps you get into instant rank 7 place and the like, and yeah, you definitely want to take full advantage of this. It also has a secondary effect. During your main phase, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Red Eyes Fusion from your deck or your graveyard back to your hand. And that's pretty neat because, like, now, like, we have another way of searching out Red Eyes Fusion other than Red Eyes Insight, which, by the way, you will still be playing that card at least. Next up, 3 copies of Red Eyes Soul. This was a card that came out in Maze of Memories, I believe, and yeah, this card's pretty cool too. This card's name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. If your opponent special summons a monster except during damage step, you can send this card from your hand or your field to the graveyard, special summon 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or your deck except itself. So it brings out any Red Eyes monster, which is pretty neat. You can only use this effect of Red Eyes Soul once per turn. Quick effect, you can target 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon you control, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack points. You can only use this effect of Red Eyes Soul once per turn, or once per duel, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say once per turn. Once per duel. So it's a good way just to help you close out a game faster, especially because, you know, burn damage is kind of important. For the 1-ofs, I'm playing 1 copy of Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. You could probably play this at 2 now, especially because, like, now you have, like, more options to bring it out. But cannot be normal summon or set, must first be special summoned from your hand by tributing a Red Eyes monster from your hand or your field. So easy to summon. You can only special summon Red Eyes Alternative Dragon once per turn this way. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card is in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard except Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon, special summon. And if it's the original Red Eyes Black Dragon, its attack points become double, so that's pretty cool. So like you basically get to make the OG Red Eyes 4800 attack points. Next up, 1 Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. I know some people have opted to cut this. I still like to play it at least just 1 because, like, it's the fact that it's a Gemini monster. It technically counts as a normal monster until you normal summon it on field. But I like it that when it inflicts damage, you could basically inflict burn damage equal to its original attack point. So yeah, again, a great way just to close out games a little faster. Next up, 1 Red MD. This just, you know, the fact that you can banish any dragon monster to summon this card, and then special summon one dragon from your hand or your graveyard. It's too good to passive because, like, it's an extender itself, and it also brings back more monsters. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now it's not as broken as it used to be because it got the errata, but it's still a pretty cool card. Next up, 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon, another great opener for the deck. Once this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to add any Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand. And keep in mind, it's not a hard once per turn. Also, you can target 1 Red Eyes monster you control, equip this card from your hand or field to that target, and it gains 600 attack points. So good way just to make your Red Eyes monsters big, you know. Next, 2 copies of the Blackstone of Legend. You can tribute this card, special summon 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster, Red Eyes monster from your deck, except Red Eyes B check. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes B check. Shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. Of course, you can only use 1 effect of Blackstone of Legend per turn, and only once that turn. Next, 1 Dark Magician, just because, you know, we are running Dragoon. And for my deck, I decided to play a small Bestial package. So I'm playing 2 copies of Magnamut. The fact that they're also level 6s are pretty cool, especially because, like, it is important for one of your fusion monsters. But I also like that the Bestial package adds, like, additional utility for your, you know, Red Eyes deck. So, like, the fact that everything's basically dragon, yeah, Magnum is just crazy good and searches out any dragon once it's summoned. And to go along with it, the one copy of Druid's Worm, you know, I mean, come on, it's Druid's Worm. It's pretty cool. And for the hand traps, well, technically Red Eye Soul and the Bystials count as hand traps too. But other than that, I do play 3 copies of Ash Blossom, you know, just for generic disruption. I was opting that or Imperm, but I decided to go with Ash Blossom. For spells, playing 3 copies of Red Eye's Insight, you know, this is one of your main searchers. You send a Red Eyes from your hand or your deck to the graveyard, and then add 1 Red Eye spell or trap from your deck to your hand. And keep in mind, sending is cost, so your opponent can't really, well, they can Ash it, but they just can't Ash the ability to dump one of your Red Eyes monsters. 3 copies of Allure Darkness. Just about everything we have is a dark monster, so this card is pretty strong. 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. Considering how much we dumped the original Red Eyes Black Dragon to the graveyard, pulling this off is going to be relatively easy. Only 2 copies of Red Eyes Fusion, just because like it's searchable. You really don't need to play this at 3, and plus I only have like 2 targets for it anyway, so figure just 2 is fine. 1 for 1, since we do have several level 1 monsters. 1 Called By, Monster Reborn just for additional utility, Red Eye Spirit, and Return of the Red Eyes being the main trap cards. I'm not running Red Eyes Fang with Change simply just because I feel like we don't really need it anymore. I'm not running the Red Eyes Gear Freed anymore either, so that's the whole thing about it. For my extra deck, playing 2 copies of Red Eyes Black, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. I was opting to play this at 3, but I wanted to try it out too, simply because I wanted to make room for one other card that caught my attention. But I like this because, you know, it burns your opponent each time they activate an effect, so yeah, it's pretty good. But the card that I was referring to is Dragonlark Pyron. It's a rank 6 monster, requires 2 level 6, but considering how many level 6s we actually have, especially like the Bystial package, this card's actually pretty good. So what it reads is that it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while a monster other than itself is face up on the field that was special summoned from the graveyard. And we do special summon from the graveyard quite a bit. And it's big too, so 2,700 attack points is nothing to scoff at. During the standby phase, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 level 5 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Of course, it's basically like a lesser version of Red MD, but it's very specific on level 5 and below. But we do have a few targets for that, so like you can basically bring back your Black Metal Dragons, use it to equip it to one of your other Red Eyes monsters, and yeah, it's not bad. So yeah, I definitely like it. Also running 1 Zeus, you know, just like if I need to like clear boards and stuff like that, so figured why not. For my Red Eyes fusion targets, you know, 1 Meteor Black Comet Dragon and 1 Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, you know, a really good Omni Negate. And from here on out, it's just going to be Link monsters. I opted to play 2 copies of Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. Pretty strong card, you know, the fact that it just requires 2 dragons, which is ridiculously easy for this deck. And then it also acts as a really good form of disruption and gets you access to another dragon. Yeah, that's pretty good. 1 Striker Dragon. I'm not really running the field spell. I'm just using it for like whenever like one of my combos that if I normal summon a Black Metal Dragon, I link off into Striker Dragon. Or the Black Metal Dragon will search me Red MD, and then I banish the Striker Dragon and then just go off to the races that way. 1 Link Karibo, pretty good too. IP Masquerena, running some Nightmare cards, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, you know, standard stuff. 1 BLS Soldier of Chaos, a really strong card too. And 1, of course, 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, which just really goes pretty well with your IP Masquerena as well. And yeah, that pretty much runs out our extra deck. For the side deck, playing 3 copies of Drone Lockbird, you know, just being like a generically good hand trap this format. So figured why not. Also running Dark Ruler No More, so like it's just a really good going second card. I might cut this actually for Nibiru, but I'm just testing it out for right now. 3 Cosmic Cyclone, double Lightning Storm because it is semi-limited for whatever dumb reason, and Harpy's Feather Duster. And if I need to go for like just like a beatdown strat, I decided to go with Skill Drain. I mean, Skill Drain is just generically good against a lot of things right now, so, and considering that Red Eyes Black Dragon is just a vanilla monster anyway, hey, Skill Drain could come in clutch, you know? But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys again next time.